our primary focus. And my concern is that Genesis 50:20 says, "As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good in order to bring about this present result to preserve many people alive." I would assume that an exegesis of Genesis 50:20 could be offered that is compatible with a libertarian perspective if a person who is a libertarian claims their position is biblical. Are you claiming that yours is biblical, or at least that it can be made to fit biblical data, but it doesn't actually derive from biblical data?
No, I think it does derive from biblical.
It's abduction. What James White's saying is absolutely correct. It's an abductive explanation that they already have as they approach the scripture. Yeah.
Data, but it's going to come out of,
and John Sanders is going to admit it even more.
Other kinds of passages that Arminians, this is nothing new, that Arminians traditionally appeal to. Whosoever will, the invitations, that kind of stuff, are read in a certain way. And Calvinists read them a very different way. You want to, in my opinion, what you're suggesting is, I'm not accepting the authority of Scripture. That somehow I don't take the Bible seriously. And on so many different theological issues throughout the history of the church, where there are various positions, one may say, well, the clear teaching of Scripture is this. I wouldn't even say that my own position, that I can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt from Scripture. But I don't believe yours can be proved beyond a shadow of doubt from Scripture either.
Yeah, so we see, these Pelagians have tried over and over again. When I have pushed them, and it's not just Pelagians. When I had my debate recently with Eric Arville, he basically admitted the same thing. Their worldview, the Western white male, before he comes to the Scripture, he has been brainwashed with over 2,000 years of Greek philosophy. His people have the way that they use words, as I've pointed out hundreds of times, the way they use the word fair, the way they use the word justice, the way they use the word excuse, the way they use the word hypocrisy, over and over again. I have shown just countless words that they use, that they think they know. The word responsible, their parents have inherited this language from a civilization, from Greece and Rome, because the Romans conquered us they basically established London in England, and our people have this mindset that came from Rome burnt in our brains before we come to the text of Scripture. And most of us can't read, Hebrew, so we don't understand, the way that the Bible uses words, unless you learn from a scholar what those words mean. And the Pelagian man comes to the text of Scripture with his mind already loaded with all kinds of erroneous ideas. And one of them we see here from John Anderson is that human knowledge has to mean absolute metaphysical certainty. And that's ridiculous. Every courtroom, at least a legitimate one, operates off the epistemology of preponderance of evidence, that we make our decisions not on what position has absolute metaphysical certainty and which one doesn't. It's which one has the preponderance of evidence. And again, we have here again John Sanders admitting that he believes that knowledge means absolute metaphysical certainty. And the issue is who has the preponderance of evidence in a debate. And it's overwhelming. The Calvinist position does. But again, I just wanted to make this video to show yet again, number one, he completely deflected away from Genesis 50:20. He basically his response to Genesis 50:20 was, yeah, it's a problem for my position, but yours has problems too, and therefore no one can know anything because human knowledge means absolute metaphysical certainty. It's ridiculous. Go to my platform website, southernprotestant.com. Hit that donation link in the description if you find this work valuable. Peace.